Good day, viewers, and welcome to Learners Hangout. Alright, guys, so Elena Hangouts happen to be a photographer. So today I'll be sharing with you guys how to get those premium skin tones for free. Like when I say it's for free, I mean fair, totally free. Okay, so this tutorial will be divided into two sections. The first section being where I'll be showing you how to get those materials that you needed to extract those skin tones. And finally, I'll be showing you with an example of a picture on how to apply those skin tones. So without much further ado, let's get started. So guys, here I have with me pictures with very rich skin tones. As you can see, these are pictures with a very lovely skin tones. And talking about the first section on how to get those premium skin tones, this is the procedure. All you need to do is to head to those lovely photographers that you have on your Instagram pages and do a lovely screenshot of any picture that has a very lovely skin tones. Okay, like what I have here, this picture was from Prince Mason Instagram page. You can see a lot of them. So these pictures were actually screenshot by me. So after the whole screenshotting of the lovely picture with the nice skin tones, then comes the next section, which is extracting the skin tones. So guys, in this second section, I will be extracting the skin tone of this very lovely picture we have right here, and subsequently applying those skin tone on a picture that I'm going to show you on Photoshop. So first of all, import this image or whatever image that I have to your Photoshop. So wherever skin tones I extract from the image you saw before now, I'll be applying that skin tone on this image we have right here. So let's extract this skin tone. Okay, all right guys, so this is the procedure to extract this very skin tone. All you need to do is go down to this very icon we have here, which is the adjustment layer, then click on it, then head to gradient map and click on gradient map. Now once you click a gradient map, a default or whatever gradient map will cover the whole skin tones, but this is actually not the gradient that we actually needed. Okay, so from the image right now you can see that it has been masked out. So all we need to do is on this gradient, the white one here, this adjustment layer you have here, inverse what you have here so that this white becomes black. All right guys, so when you try to inverse through this procedure of going to select and using the short key shift plus control plus I, it's not going to inverse, it's not actually going to do what we wanted. So all you need to do right now is on this white adjustment layer, make sure you can see the white border around it. Make sure that is what you have on your screen as well. All you need to do is press on this short key Control I. Just press Control I. Then you can see that that adjustment layer has become black and the image is the original image that we're seeing. So once this is done, come to this gradient here, the one next to the layer that we have just marked, this one, the layer thumbnail here, click on it, then come to this gradient map that we have here and click on it. So from this point onward, we have this gradient. What you can see is that we have the highlight part, click on this knob that I have here. Then we have the midtone and we have the shadows. Please take note of these three combinations. Now the highlights, the midtone, and the shadows. The midtone is a combination of the highlights and the shadows in a good proportion, okay? So all you need to do is click on this knob. This is obviously the highlights. So the color of that highlight comes out here. You can as well click here, or you just double click on the knob that we have here. Now what happens is once you double click on it, color picker comes out. All you need to do right now is to click on the highlight of the image you are seeing. Okay, so on this very image, I think this is the highlight part. So when you click on it, you can see on the adjustments, the gradient adjustments here, the highlight color has actually changed. Okay, now once that is done, hit OK. So the next one is you coming to the midtone, click on it, then double click to pick a color for the midtone. Now head to the picture and look for the midtone part of the image and click on it. So on this one, I believe this is the midtone where the highlights and the shadow we are well blended. So I'm going with this one here. Okay, now so once this is done, hit OK. Then the final part is the shadow part. So click on the color stop knob here and change the color. So for the shadow, I'll be going with this one that we have here. So once you have picked your shadow, you then click on OK. Now, so as you can see, this becomes the skin tone that we have extracted from this image. So all you need to do is you can actually just rename it. Let me give it a name. All right, so once that is done, click new to save it. You can see the skin tone here, then click OK. All right, so at this point we have actually extracted the skin tone of this very image. You can also make adjustment if you feel like your highlights and shadows and midtones were not well selected. You can go back to make adjustments. Okay, so once that is done, I don't have any business with this picture any longer. So all I need to do is go to the picture I want to apply that skin tone to. All right, so here I will be applying that skin tone on this very image. So all I need to do is also go to adjustment layer here, click on it, come to gradient map, click on gradient map, then click on this. Then let me go down and look for the skin tone that I've created, which is this one here. You can see the name tutorial. So once that is done, click OK. Immediately you click OK, this is how it's going to look. Then change the blending mode. You can actually go through a lot of blending mode till you find the one that obviously suits the image. So I'll be going with soft light. Now when you click on soft light, if you're very good with Photoshop, you can start manipulating every other thing, like reducing the opacity to your satisfaction. Alright guys, so what I do from this point, I don't reduce the opacity at first. What I do is to invert this layer, then brush it out on the skin. Like when you press Ctrl I together, you mask those color. Then go to your brush tool, make sure that the opacity and the flow is 100%, and make sure that the white foreground is selected, is at the top. Then I start brushing to reveal back those tone on the part that I actually needed. Okay, so this is what I do first before I reduce the opacity. So once I'm done brushing those tones out, then I'll do every other manipulation. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll quickly finish up the brushing, then I'll show you guys the final result. Okay, all right. So guys, as you can see, I've successfully brushed out the the skin tones on this image. So let me zoom out for you to see before and after of what I've done so far. So as you can see here, this is the skin tone I've applied. So you can see before and after. Now at this point, we are not yet done. Okay, first of all, what I do is I reduce the opacity. I think somewhere 60. Let me try 66. Okay, I'm okay with this. Let's check the before and after. All right, so at this point, merge those two layers together. Select the two layers, then Ctrl E to merge those two layers together. Already I have done what I want to show you next, which is the outcome. So on this gradient map here, I already gone to Camera Raw and made some adjustment, but I'm not yet done. So this was the outcome of the adjustment I made via Camera Raw, which we have here. So in order not to extend the time so much, you can go to Camera Raw, play around it, then maybe finally use dodge and burn to burn the light a bit so that everything blends together. If this is your first time on my channel, please make sure you leave a like on my videos, okay? And if you subscribe to my channel, I actually have a lot of skin tone which I have extracted that I'm likely going to give you for free. So once you subscribe and notify me, look at those skin tones.